Hey everybody, Paranormal Video Gamer here. So today, my Super Console X arrived in the mail, and it comes with... I opened it up already. I'll show the box real quick. Didn't really want to do an unboxing, just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a, what you would call a mini review, but it comes with two PlayStation style controllers. They're brand new batteries in them. They do work, as you can see from the lights on it. Both of them. Again, it comes with two of them. You get them in a box. Kind of cool. But they at least give you two controllers for multiple players. They also included this little plug adapter so you can plug in, I'm assuming, other controllers like PlayStation 4, maybe PS3 controllers that are wired. I do have a PS3 style PC. It's a little dirty, but I haven't played with this in a while. But I do have this, so I might use that with a third-party game or a third-person game. And then you get the system itself. It comes with an HDMI cord. And then it actually has the front end here. This is not a button. I thought maybe this is the way to turn on. No, there's a little button on the back end here. I have it all hooked up into... They actually give you a power adapter. In this version of it, I don't know if they give you like anything else in terms of that. But it does come with little wireless sensors that you just kind of pop in to the system. It's not bad. And then there's a little green light that appears in the front here, and you have to keep it somewhat nearby when you play the system. Not going to play it now, but later on I'll hook it up on my other TV. That way you guys can see what I see. And got a chance to play it a little bit. Not bad. Honestly, for what I paid, not bad. But I'll do a little bit more in-depth review when I go to do the game list, which is coming up here in a little bit. So, alright, here's a more detailed version of the opening of the system. This is the configuration screen. Now I did change the theme from the original. I might go back to the original, but I just wanted to check out some of the themes that they offer. And yes, I did download some stuff, including an update. The update took about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes to download everything. And I will show you the games list. Alright, so I have the RAM up there. It shows you it's right now pulling at about 60 frames per second. I have it on 720p. So you got Nintendo. If I can move anywhere. Huh. And for some odd reason it froze, or it's loading and it's just taking forever. It also might not like this particular theme, even though it is an option. Yeah, literally show you guys the controller. It is, I don't think it likes this particular theme that I downloaded. It gives you an option for different themes, so figured, why the heck not, you know? I saw the original theme, it's not bad. I kind of wanted to see what else was available. Interesting. Let me try the controller again. I reset the controller. And just trying to see if that does anything. No, it does not. Interesting. Alright. I don't think it likes the theme at all. So I'm going to change the theme real quick, and then I will get back to doing a video in a little bit. Alright folks, after playing around with it for a little while and doing some configurations with the system, I got it up and running, and right now it's actually playing Pokemon Emerald on Game Boy, and it's working pretty good. So some of them work, other ones do not. So I'm gonna have to look into that. It's got to be a control thing, but this one works. Seems like it's working pretty good. Different, like, button configurations and stuff. So we'll go into the main menu. I'll show this real quick. So I have to exit out of a couple things. I've been learning a little bit about like what to do, what not to do. I'm going to tell you right now, if you buy this system, the directions that they give you are crap. So, alright, so Game Boy Advance, up there you'll see the frames per second. It's holding steady at about 58 frames per second, but we'll go through the list. Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Sega Genesis hacks, that's interesting. In television, MAME, which I'm actually kind of happy about that. And it gives you a list on the bottom there, how many games are actually listed. 1,928. And then Master System for Sega, 539. Then 2,135 for Sega Genesis. Now I'm going to go into here because this is interesting to me. What's interesting is there are a lot of games in here. And what I like about the system is that it actually gives you a picture of each game that it has on the device. And it's got multiple versions of it. So European, Japan, United States. This is the beta version of it. This is the regular version, another Japan beta, which is kind of cool. And then Aladdin Final Edition. It's very neat that they actually put all these in here, because I'm kind of curious, like when they were the beta version versus the complete edition, what it ended up being. And then they got Altered Beast Japan, and then USA and Europe, Animaniacs. I always thought that was really cool. So yes, it is copies of the game, but at the same time, it's actually different versions of the game before they were completed, and how they were able to fit it on here is pretty cool. So one of the games that I'm looking for in here, there's a couple Batman games in here. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, I remember that. Return of the Joker. That was a bad game back in the day. Alright, so Beavis and Butthead. I gotta play this one because this is one of my favorite games on Genesis back in the day. I know a lot of people probably didn't like it, but I loved it. I thought it was awesome back in the day. Bible Adventures. Interesting. Alright, Judge Dredd. That's an interesting one. I know that one. I think I had a copy of that at some point. Alright. Again, I'm just going through these real quick. If you want to pause the video and take a look at the games list, please do. I think this is really cool. I'm actually glad a couple people suggested I get this. Alright, Castlevania Bloodlines. There are different versions of this. Europe Beta. Castlevania Anniversary. Okay. That one is a game that I actually have a physical copy of without the case. I actually bought it at a yard sale, so I'm actually happy about that. And it's got actually Europe version on here as well. Championship Bowling. I remember having that when I was growing up. Champion Pro-Am. That is a fun game. Alright, so some of these games I do not recognize, probably because I didn't have a bunch of Sega games growing up. Alright, so I'm looking for Dune. And I remember it came out on Sega. And we'll go to the yes, they have actually multiple versions of it. The German version of it, okay. Alright. Then Brazil, Duke Nukem, okay. Earthworm Jim. Yeah, Echo. A couple of them, again, I don't recognize. Maybe you guys do. Again, some of these I did not have growing up as a kid. I had a very limited collection of Sega games. Alright, so we'll go back to the main menu here. High quality computer games Mega Drive, which that I think was the very first Sega system that they put out. 504 games on that. And then we've got MSX. This is another one I don't recognize. Nintendo 64. Now, you can add games to this. This is another reason I bought this, because I read the reviews of being able to add games to this through an online retailer. You can actually buy the actual games very cheap. I saw this one on there and I thought that would be really cool to have for Killer Instinct Gold. So Mortal Kombat 4, Mortal Kombat Trilogy on Nintendo 64, Road Rash 64, Star Fox, Mario 64, Tony Hawk. I will be adding GoldenEye on this because, I mean, if it's not on here, I gotta have it. It's just one of those things. Paper Mario, yeah. Nuclear Strike, great game. Mario Kart 64 is on here, nice. Golden Nugget. No GoldenEye though, as far as I can tell, no. But Forsaken 64 was an awesome game back in the day. So, alright. We're going to go back over here. I don't know what this was. This is interesting because I don't remember... Again, I don't remember a whole bunch of systems. Nintendo DS, though. I did not have the luxury of having a Nintendo DS. So that's actually very cool that they actually placed that on there. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's something I'm learning too. Sometimes I'm hitting the wrong button. But as you can see, it loads up almost instantaneously. So some of the games, I think I have to map the controls out because they do not respond to any button presses. And I'm wondering if that's just something that they didn't realize that it was going to do. Yeah, it's not even responding. But that gives you a basic look at the first set of games. I think I may have to reset this because it's not even responding to the main button to get back into the main menu. So I don't think it froze. I just think it's not responding to any of the commands. So give me a second, guys, and I'll reset it. Alright, soft reset. This is what I actually removed the loading screen video because I just kind of wanted to get right to it. I didn't want to have to worry about watching that video over and over and over and over again every time I went to go load the system. It was freezing for a little bit, but now it's not. I just think I have to map certain controls, and I'll have to look into that. But all right, I'll go through the PlayStation 1 list because that's one of my favorites of all time. Sinclair, Sharp, Wonder Swan, never heard of it. Virtual Boy, that surprises me. Neck Turbo, yeah, that one's interesting. Super Graphics, that one I never heard of. Super Nintendo Hacks, Nintendo Hacks. There's over 3,742 games on that one. Sega SG-1000, never heard of it. Sega 32X. Alright, PlayStation. This one I thought was kind of cool. So they give you a bunch of games on here as well. Alien Trilogy, I had that, love it, still have a copy of it. Armored Assault, Asteroids, Batman Return of the Joker, Beyond the Beyond, that one is interesting. Never knew they made a Blade game, so that kind of surprises me. Blastmaster Blasting Again, I remember that one. Bomberman, Breath of Fire 2 or 3. I actually have that on PS3, I believe. Let's see here. Bushido Blaze. C12. Casper. Symphony of the Night. That's another interesting one. Alright, Clock Tower. Another Clock Tower. Command Conquer. Definitely Banjo-Kazooie. That's a Japanese one. That's, I believe, Kart one. Yeah, Crash Team Racing. Okay. Alright, Dark Stone. Delta Force. I remember that. Destroyka. That one was a fun game back in the Destruction Derby. Diablo is on here. Dino Crisis. Cat's trying to get on my lap. I'm like, no. I'm in the middle of recording a video. Driver. I might have to play that tonight. Alright, let's see here. Evil Zone. That was such a great game back in the day. Alright, so Fighting Force 2. Alright, Final Fantasy Anthology. Final Fantasy, so that's the first two games. Well, technically, I think there were 5 and 6 in the series, I think. Again, not 100% sure, but Tactics was fun. Another Forsaken for PlayStation. Not as good as the Nintendo 64 version, in my opinion. LAPD Future Cop. I remember that. Gauntlet Legends. Alright. Gran Turismo. Grand Theft Auto 2. Alright. Gundam Battle Assault. I do remember that. Helix. I don't remember that. That might be a game that I didn't have. IQ. I remember having a copy of that at some point. Let's see here. Jumping Flash. Alright. Yeah, I will. Oh, Soul Reaver's in there. That's cool. That means I will have to look into getting some other ones on here. Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Street Fighter. MDK. I did see ODT is on here. And that's one of my favorite games of all time, ODT. Mortal Kombat 2 Japan, Sub-Zero Mythologies, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Muppet Racing, ODT is on here. One, I remember that one. Alright, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Ninja Shadow Darkness. That was a great game back in the day. Alright. Parasite Eve. Penny Racers. I don't remember that one. Alright, so let's see here. Shining Force. Punky Skunk. Don't know that one. R-Type. Raystorm. Resident Evil Director's Cut. This one I'm going to have to play. I had it actually on Genesis. Revolution X. It was the Aerosmith game that came out. I have not seen Tenchu, which that is a game I may have to. I have Shadow's Tower. I love that, by the way. Shadow Tower, great game. Alright. Let's see here. Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm not seeing Tenchu. That was, a game that I definitely want to put on here. Tekken 1, 2, and 3. Tenchu. Yes, they did actually put Tenchu on here. I'll load this up. And this is actually pretty quick for a PS1 game. Now, is it the quickest? No, it's not, because it is running off of a memory card, a 64 gig memory card. But still, pretty quick considering that it is limited in terms of what it can load and what it cannot load. So, I'll let you guys see how quick it loads up. So this is loaded up now, and this is interesting. Certain games do work right out of the gate, which that's what I like. They work really well. So, overall, my opinions on the Super Console X. Now, I paid about $45 for the system with shipping and all the other stuff. I didn't go with the Pro model only because they had one Pro model left. And with that, there was really no change in terms of the quality of games and how many games you got. There was a little bit of a jump. I think it was like 200 games more, but a lot of them were from like game systems that I didn't even know, or game systems that I thought, okay, not really that big a deal. So I went with just the standard version of it just to see what it had on it. And I gotta say, for what I paid of $45 on AliExpress, it's pretty cool. It's gonna take a couple days. Obviously, it did freeze in the very beginning. I think I had to do some adjustments and stuff. Getting rid of the video intro for anybody that gets one of these. Do yourself a favor, get rid of the video intro. That I think was also freezing my system. Right afterwards, because it would play the video and then it would load the games and then it would get stuck right there. So I'm assuming that's what it is, but it could also be something else that was automatically put on. I turned off a lot of stuff, and it's really just a play it, try it, trial and error type of thing to get it up and running and get you out the gate. If you could set it to 60 frames per second, and again put it to 720p, you don't need 1080p or 4K enabled. The games that are on here they were never meant to be 1080p or 4K. Even though I have a 4K TV, they were never meant for that. So 720 is perfectly fine at 60 frames a second. I've had no problems with the games loading relatively quickly. The only thing that I did kind of notice is that some of the games you have to map the actual controller, because back in the day they didn't have PlayStation controllers, so a lot of the games you have to map out because they didn't map out the correct buttons, which really isn't a huge thing, but right out the gate some of the games may not load, or they'll load but you can't play them because the controller isn't being recognized by the controller that is supposedly in the game. So just a heads up warning about that. But other than that, so far, 4 out of 5 stars. Probably as time goes on, I'll probably learn little tricks and looking up stuff online to see what is there. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing can do. So I'll do another review here after about a week or so, and then let you guys know what my thoughts are after having it for about a week and a half. Alright, so thanks for watching, and if you got any questions, please feel free to put it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm Paranormal Video Gamer. Again, thank you very much for watching.